friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen and today we're making apple butter. We've got a full day, lots going on. Right now I'm making my family some waffles, which I'll show you that. It's a cute little waffle maker that we use this time of year. I've also got an appointment for a massage later today, so I'm not fixing up today, but I did want you to see how I make our apple butter. We've got lots of apples, which you probably already seen the video where Mom and I made some applesauce together. So today we're gonna work on the apple butter. I don't know if we'll make any more applesauce. We might save some apples, make some apple pies. That would be nice to have. But right now I've got to get breakfast going before I can get started with that project. I also picked up a new tripod this week that I'm trying to figure out. So hopefully this will be a whole lot more helpful in the kitchen. I want you to see this cute little waffle maker. It's pumpkin shaped, so it takes a little bit longer. We enjoy it being all festive this time of year. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with that. This is what that little mini waffle maker, pumpkin mini waffle maker looks like. I think I picked this up at Target a couple years ago. So cute. They've got snowflakes, and I know they have them for Christmas and they have them for winter, just about every season. We have a heart-shaped one that we've used for Valentine's Day. So it's cute. It's something fun to enjoy for the holidays, but it is time consuming. Now that we've got that behind us, I'm gonna go ahead and start the apple butter. So my plan is to start two batches. I've got this slow cooker and then I've got this one back here. And I'm just going to double the recipe and hopefully I can keep them both going. The first 3 hours is pretty crucial because you got to make sure that you're stirring it every hour. And this one will probably cook a little bit faster than the other one because it's older. So we'll try this out and see if we can make it work. That way we can maximize our time. It was so nice to have my mom here in the kitchen yesterday helping me. And we got the whole bag of apples processed. It was about, I guess it was half a bushel of apples processed. That would normally take me a couple of days doing it by myself. So it was so nice to have her here. We knocked all that out. And now I can just go ahead and I made the applesauce yesterday, make the apple butter. And you know, that project is done. And that way, since the canner's out, get it all done today and I don't have to keep this canner out because it takes up a lot of space too. So that's the plan. Okay, it's time to get started. So we'll see how much of this that we will use today. These are the apples that we went ahead and prepared yesterday and they've been in the refrigerator overnight. I'm going to need 4 quarts for each batch. So that's 16 cups. And I'm gonna use my Pampered Chef batter bowl here that I just washed out from making those waffles. My hands are clean, so I'm just going to fill this up. Ooh, it's cold. All right, so that's 1. And it will look like you have so many apples in here that it's almost hard to get the lid on, but they cook down and you'll be surprised how much it will reduce. I think though that, well, I don't want to say for sure. I'd have to go back and look at last year's, but we will, when we process our jars, we will use the half-pint jars. And we typically get somewhere between 8, I think right around 8 half-pint jars, maybe 8 to 10 per batch. All right, so there's 16 cups. Apples in that one. Wow, we might be right on it, y'all. look at that. We couldn't have planned that better if we tried. So, I mean, we are right on it. Wow. We will combine these ingredients in a bowl. Of course, this uses a good amount of sugar. We're gonna need 2 3/4 cups of sugar for each one. I'm just gonna use all of that sugar. Can you see? Yes. All right, and then we're gonna use 2 3/4 teaspoons of cinnamon. Oh, this is not cinnamon. I almost put that much cloves, and that would have been a horrible mistake because we only need 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. So let's just go ahead and do that now. But wouldn't that have been horrible? I thought I had picked up the cinnamon. So always double check. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves because you do not need many cloves at all. That is a very, very strong spice. And that 1/4 teaspoon, you will know that it's in there when this starts heating up because you can really smell those cloves. All right, let's find the cinnamon. I accidentally put it away. Okay, so 2 3/4 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, 2. I love cinnamon. It's probably my favorite spice. Cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves. Oh, nothing smells like fall more, in my opinion, than when you get those spices together. Okay, and then the last thing, we're just gonna do 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And that's just a little bit of salt there. Give this a mix. And now, all I'm gonna do is just pour this right over our apples, and then I'll just repeat that process with our next batch. And we're not gonna do anything. I'll just use my fingers and just kind of work that over the top just so it goes down into the apples a little bit. But as it cooks, you're gonna stir this and all of that will get mixed together. So don't worry about that right now. All right, so this one is done. An apple's greatest fan is the fruit fly. And the fruit flies have definitely found the apples just in the day that we've been processing. All right, that one's set to high. So it's gonna cook on high for 3 hours. We're gonna stir it every hour. Then after that, we'll turn it down to low. It cooks for about 10 more hours, just stirring it frequently. So it's an all-day process. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this batch, and then in an hour, I'll bring you back and let you see what it looks like. All right, it's been 1 hour. So we need to give it a good stir. All right, so let's just get it stirred really well. Now, I do have to be careful with this particular crock pot because it has had a tendency to burn before. This one is newer than the other and it gets a little bit hotter. So I'll have to keep a closer watch on this one. All right, that's all we have to do. We'll wait 1 more hour and we'll do that again. So our apple butter has been cooking now for about 8 hours. You can see that it has reduced considerably. This is that newer crock pot that I was telling you cooks a little bit quicker. So I have to really keep an eye on this one at about the 6 hour mark. So be sure as you're stirring it to make sure it's not sticking, it's not burning, and that it's at the consistency that you prefer. So this is our other crock pot, again, about 8 hours, and I could see that this one was just about perfect. So it's time to go ahead and fill our jars. I'm using the half-pint jars today. I went ahead and sterilized those. I'm just going to fill them just right to the rim of the jar, so you're leaving about a ½ inch of headspace. I will leave this recipe linked in the description box for you below, or typed out rather. This is a family recipe. I've been cooking this apple butter and preparing it for my family, giving it as gifts every Christmas for probably about 25 years. It's one that was handed down to me, and so I will probably never change a thing because we love it just the way it is. And I hope that you will too. If you try to make this, you'll have to let me know how it turns out and how your family enjoys it. So I'm going to get this project finished up for tonight. It's getting about, I think it was about 10:30 before I finally finished up everything. So like I said, this is one of those projects that you want to start early in the day and make sure that you have a full day to take care of this. I do run a skewer down in each jar just to make sure I get the air bubbles out before sealing everything up. And then you're going to water bath can these in your water bath canner, process them for about 20 minutes, let them rest in the basket for about 5 minutes, and then you can move them onto a drying towel or mat and let them rest overnight. Just make sure that all of your jars are sealed, and then you can put these up and store them for the rest of the winter into next year. And hopefully they'll carry you into the next apple season. There's just nothing like warm apple butter spread on a biscuit or a piece of toast. We've actually started to have, instead of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, sometimes we'll have peanut butter and apple butter sandwiches. That's a real treat as well. So I hope this has inspired you to make your own apple butter. It's so easy. Like I said, they make wonderful Christmas gifts for your family and friends. And I'm going to leave you here today. If you'd like to see more, we're getting ready to start decorating for Christmas. We've got lots of goodies that we'll be making for the holidays, and some DIY projects will be headed your way as that colder weather starts to approach. So be sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with your friends. And until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.